What's up, everybody? How's it going? Brand new week. Let's switch over here. Ooh, it looks like we might have to do a battery swap on the headset in the middle of the stream. It's looking pretty low there. So I hope that everybody had a fantastic weekend. I know that I did. It's very chill. Met up with a new friend. That was fun. I also managed to get Kave completed over the weekend. I know, still not Layla. I tried working on Layla on Saturday. Got her a little bit forward. Try to work again on Sunday, a little bit forward, but not enough to clear her off. Hey, what's up, Q? But we're not gonna go with Layla out of the gate, so don't worry. We're going to actually switch over to a new character. I do have enough keys to pick up a new character. Thanks for the bit donation. Much appreciated. Hope you had a fantastic weekend.
Oh, what a surprise! A letter from Milani!
Oh god, I haven't heard your voice in forever.
The people of the Springs are hosting a music festival? Well, that sounds fun! Let's go check it out!
You know everything that's going on with the VAs really makes me hate that voice. I don't even know, like, truly what's happening. But it really makes me hate that voice. Yeet indeed. What's up, Florelli? I just hear Palmine's voice, and before it was just an annoying character, but now everything that's going on with the VAs, I'm just like, I don't like you as a person. Hey, what's up, Jose? How's it going? That is Delonious. That is Delonious. Rhythm Ball Revolution. I saw, it seems like all y'all want to see me play some more Indiana Jones, which I'm down for. I think that's the one that's in the lead right now. Mythic Session with the Prime subscription for 38 months. That's a hefty amount of time. Thank you very much for the support. That's true. I do know why Delon likes Apothecary Diaries. So it must be this rhythm ball thing that popped up. We might jump over to that in a second. Wait, not there. Why did it go there? Here we go. Okay, so yeah, I think what we'll do is, to get our dailies done, we'll actually run the event. Way off in the middle of the water. Really? Oh, okay, I can teleport here, good. So we're going to do this event, which I'm assuming just launched today. And then after this, we will switch over to Faruzan. Is a new character we're going to be running through her hangouts. I don't assume we're going to complete her, but if we do, we'll head back and continue working on Layla for a little bit more before the end of the stream. But there you go. That's the plan for today. That's the plan for today. For anybody that's in the Discord, or even for the people that are not in the Discord, I did pick up a pre-order on the Switch 2. So on the day that it launches, that is my Genshin stream, but I'm going to be streaming Mario Kart World for longer than 2 hours. It's actually gonna be considered time. It really comes down to how fast do I get it. If I get it in the morning, I might, just jump on by lunch and then stream from lunch right up till 9. But if I get it in the afternoon, then obviously it's afternoon up until 9. 9 will be the cutoff point, whatever it is, but I don't think it's obviously to come at 7 p.m. But yeah, that's my plan. So you'll have the opportunity to watch me play some new Mario Kart on the new system. I'll give you my feedback as to what I think about the system, what I think about the game, all that type of stuff. God, I hope it's not 7 p.m. Hoyo is slowly replacing all the VAs that aren't voicing characters. So anyone who uses English voices, you got some time, no clue when, before all scenes are voiced again. Wow. So replacing all the VAs. What do you think, Delon? Is that a good thing for the company? Good thing for the VAs? It doesn't sound like a good thing for the VAs. Good thing for the players. Who's winning here in what you're saying, and who's losing? Angry noises. What we got angry noises for? Me? Do I sound angry? I'm sorry. I mean, if they refuse to work, it's on them. That's true. That's true. I'm assuming you're talking about the VAs at that time. Angry noises are from me to you. Why? What's up? Ah, you're angry about the Switch. Don't worry. On the day that it comes out, you'll be happy to see all that stuff. Don't worry.
Our guests of honor are here. Now we can really get this party started.
Side eye. Been 9 months since they've voiced their characters. Really? Except obviously for Paimon, because Paimon's voicing on almost a daily basis. Well, not daily basis, but patch basis. Paimon's VA is trash. I absolutely agree. If you do ever miss a stream and you want to catch up, check out youtube.com/ETHERxVault. We have all streams uploaded the very next day from when they were live, so you'll never miss out on anything. Subscribe, like, watch some of it, enjoy some of it. The algorithm loves it that way. Our guests of honor are here. Now we can really get started.
Hey, Mualani.
Oh god, it's Paimon.
Cute.
I was actually talking the other day about how it's been nice. Doing all these hangouts means I never hear Paimon. But yeah, I feel like with this new patch update coming out, what is it, next Tuesday? We're going to be hearing more Paimon again.
And Mizuki? You're back from Inazuma already?
That's right. My friends in Natlan are like family to me.
Blah.
I like to think of the people of the springs
The
as my
sentiment
home
is
away from home.
shared.
If I want to help people
Oh,
here,
thanks for the hydrate. I
definitely
did see
can't
that,
neglect
and I
the
did
Natlan
drink.
branch of
I'm
my
drinking
practice.
Sprite Chill tonight.
Miss Mizuki's work ethic is
Thanks for the bit
impeccable.
donation. Posture check I have
She
not
puts
done
the rest
yet.
of us service providers to shame.
Thank you very much. Wait, so are you one of their clients too?
Well, I've had some weird dreams
Yeah,
lately. Oh,
Quasimodo
like a
lifestyle
client
is not for
expediting a
me.
Commission from a 4-week time frame to just one.
I appreciate you staying on top of that.
Or, like a rush order for some kind of spherical accessory with an element of danger to it.
I know this one. Slime's a fun guy.
Wow, you made that connection pretty fast, Traveler. Almost as if you're the one sending Shilone in weird commissions through her dream.
Huh. Are those creatures dangerous? Anyway, the expedited time frame isn't even the hardest part. Spherical designs are tricky, and when you rush it, you end up with something that isn't even good.
Trying to get all my characters to level all? Like every single character you've ever pulled? The ones you use. Oh my god. Jeez. For a second there I'm just like, are you trying to hate yourself? That's a lot of people.
Point being, I've been having nothing but those kinds of dreams, so I wrapped up all my orders and decided to visit Miss Mizuki for help.
I'm assuming this is instead of actually doing the story missions, correct? And moving along in the story and leaving Sumeru. I don't need to try to hate myself. I do that daily for free. I mean, you technically do it for free here too as well, because you don't pay anything towards the game.
And it worked like a charm.
Double
When I took a nap
pow.
that afternoon, all the weird dreams were gone.
It was my pleasure to help Miss Shilonen, although I'm not sure how much credit I can really take for the disappearance of those dreams.
In any case, everyone's feeling good and well rested now, which means it's party time!
Have they ever said why some characters look like they're elves and some of them aren't? Obviously, we talked about the this small little woodland creature-esque characters. What is it called? The Mellowzine? Is that correct? Yep. Push me down when I'm already down. Shake my Sorry.
A party on the water, to be exact. It's a tradition in my tribe, and we're gonna have a
Exactly.
blast.
I don't think it's based on region. I feel like Delon knows. He's just keeping it to himself.
Yeah, let's party!
Also, there is a game review coming out this Wednesday at 9 a.m. So definitely stay tuned for that. I enjoyed the game. I hope you guys enjoy watching that. Also, this Friday, trying to brew something special. You're just going to have to wait till Friday. But next Friday, however, is the return of OGXB, but actually not OGXB. It's actually going to be Xbox 360. So this is our first time where we'll be jumping into, potentially, based on y'all's votes, some Xbox 360 titles. I'm still thinking about whether or not I'm going to present 3 titles or 4 titles. That depends on how big my library is. If you are enjoying our live content, maybe you'll enjoy our recorded content, or better yet, our gaming shenanigans. We got gameplay and game reviews over at youtube.com/ETHERxSOCIAL. Definitely subscribe, like, and watch some of that great fun. Finally, new things. Hey, I try to bring some new things every single stream. Try to, at least.
Although, what does that involve exactly? Obviously, delicious food and drinks are given. But how do people in that land like to party?
High speed surfing with a colosaur.
Wait, are you being serious?
I feel attacked as well.
Oh. Do I spy a fellow extreme sports enthusiast? Well, to tell you the truth, those activities were where my mind first went to as well. But according to Chief Amina, not everyone likes high adrenaline activities.
I would honestly say, Q, the only thing that's being delayed right now is the Destroy Jose. That one's the only one we're not delivering fast enough to you guys.
Even beach volleyball can be dangerous.
Hey, first TikTok.
The ball straight into your friend.
Right on. I'm going to check that out itself
Not
as well.
something that scars people and creates even more work.
I'm
for
assuming
Miss
it's on
Weasley in the
TikTok.
process.
It's
Well,
still the
that's a good
28th.
point. I'm always happy to help, but I'd rather not
Q
have a hand in
Q
creating my own
1159
patient's trauma.
rolling through.
It's better if no one gets hurt.
And I bet you he's giving himself to 11:59 Central, not 11:59 Eastern.
Which is why I came to you for advice. So what's the plan?
Yeah, it's on the Ether TikTok.
Well, not everyone has a background in extreme sports, and we don't want that to deter people from participating in this event. As we were chatting,
Okie
I
dokie.
happened to mention the Mikawa Flower Festival and its more laid-back approach to games. And Miss Mualani really latched onto that idea. So we decided to give Akitsu Haneasobi a distinctive Natlanese twist. The result is Rhythm Ball, a relaxing game that
Nice,
doesn't sacrifice
nice.
on fun.
An Inazuman game with a Natlanese twist? What a cool idea!
How did you feel about it? Did you feel it was like easy because you were using the template, or like easy to learn? Auto-cut my video for me. Oh, cool. I know you like the AI-esque integrations. children's dance to the Exos dance off stage. I can really feel the beat of the music.
Wow, and you haven't even heard the band at full volume. You must have a good sense of rhythm, which, as you can imagine, is perfect for rhythm ball. The goal is to smash
What's
all
rhythm
the blocks
ball?
by hitting the balls to the beat of the music.
Oh, yeah.
No complex techniques, no safety issues, just instinct. It's a game.
Oh, I
everyone
just
can
got a notification saying that ETHERxSOCIAL posted on TikTok. The amount is pretty overwhelming for this old guy. Hey, if you're old, then I should just check out right now and head on down to the morgue. Which should be easy to learn. Fair enough, fair enough.
Of course, with your skill, you could even add extra layers to the music or bring out a new sense of rhythm. After all, different DJs can give the same song a whole new feel. And in a game that involves beats, the player can showcase that same creativity.
I got an empty plot next to me. Fair enough, then at least I don't have to pay for something. That's great. You can save some money in the afterlife. Oh, there's 2 videos. Right on, right on. Yeah, yeah. If you did post 2, I'm actually not surprised. There's definitely been some times in the past where Jose has done a couple things like these, and it always cracks me up.
Who knows? In your hands, the background track could go from an easy listening chill out piece to something with a trance or artcore twist. Oh, I can't wait to see what you come up with.
My favorite one is actually when we started picking these double R names. Somebody was actually no, this is not the double R names. It was the VSR names, and someone was really confident about how the way they spelt Phoenix, but it didn't go well that way. How do I delete the first one? Oh, it cuts off. You fuck up, dude. The hashtags are good. We got to get more on there. Cool. Learning from the pro over here.
Hopefully something you can do, right, Traveler?
Yeah, music and games right up my alley.
Yes, that's the spirit. As long as you and Paimon can play your hearts out, it's mission accomplished. Oh, and I'll grab some snacks and drinks for the rest of us while we watch.
Just remember to pace yourself, okay, Traveler? I'm sure you don't want an endless loop of dance-off stage music stuck in your head before bed tonight.
Maybe I do. If it's completely lit, yeah, I do.
Plus, if Shilonen's the one DJing an endless loop of music in our dreams, oh, doesn't sound too bad.
That's what I'm saying. Some of the TikTok songs that get jammed in my head, that'll actually don't be a good thing. Playing rhythm ball, the player must actively serve their ball and propel the pinball forward. The pinball will rebound upon colliding with the bar. If the collision occurs while the bar is moving, and the rebound vector of the ball will also change. The more efficiently you destroy bricks during a stage, the more points you will gain when the stage ends. Based on the elemental type possessed by the character controlling the ball, the bar will be infused with the corresponding element and apply the same element to the pinball. During Rhythm Ball, when there are Pyro, Hydro, Cryo, Electro, or Anemo characters on the field, they will apply their corresponding element to the bar. Detailed elemental reaction rules can be found in the event menu. Heck yeah. Oh, that actually reminds me of like YouTube. I thought YouTube would be like, you know, too much might be 30. You can actually have 500 hashtags per video on YouTube. People are obviously preloading those because there's no way you're sitting there and be like, 500 hashtags. That would be like your afternoon right there. Yeah, reserve balls have a limit during challenges. Once the last pinball shoots past the lower boundary, it will be considered lost and will permanently reduce the number of balls in your reserve. When the reserve balls are at 0, you will fail the challenge. Bass bricks. Bass bricks? It's a weird name for something. Will appear in the stage at intervals. Destroy them to gain the buff effect for this stage. After getting the buff that increases the number of pinballs, up to 3 pinballs can exist on the play field at a time. When there are less than a requisite amount of bricks on the field, the bar will fire a flurry of fireworks forward. Should any of these fireworks hit a brick, they will inflict damage. You can use this method to destroy bricks that are hard to hit. Cool. I'm assuming it's you, bro. Is it you, bro? Oh, I probably shouldn't stand on the table. Good use for TikTok edits. I see you understand how to write over the vids, so that's good. Nice. 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 You get the seal of approval from Q, then things are on track. I'm looking forward to your performance. Get out there and give them a show. I don't think we need to check the gameplay rules again. We just have them read to us. Party must have at least one member. Oh. Let's do Mavwika. Can we do? Well, I mean, if you're gonna let me put in 3, then yes. 45 views already. That's more than most of my videos on YouTube. That's amazing. We should just switch ourselves to a TikTok gamers instead of YouTube gamers. Delete the channel. Start over. When a pinball hits a brick and causes a swirl reaction, the dissipate effect will be triggered, applying the element within a fixed AoE to surrounding bricks. When these bricks come into contact with other elements, they will perform the relevant reactions. I was going to say the same thing. When a pinball hits a brick and causes an overloaded reaction, the detonate effect will be triggered, unleashing a blast that deals AoE damage to surrounding bricks. Should we contact sponsors now? What do you mean? You should be checking your inbox. It's already full. You already know it's already full. Okay. That's basically just Brick Breaker. Oh, please don't do that right now, TV. Ah! So as long as we focus on... Well, as I say that...
Oh, nice rhythm.
Yeah, Brick Breaker. Just an event for Brick Breaker. And it's even more scarier for me because the TV started to flicker now. Why would you want to see which where the ball's going?
Right on the beat.
Hey, at least I didn't do it during my game review today. It was at least working with me there. Can you go to the right? Yeah, slowly. Slowly we're getting there. Oh,
Nicely done.
Right on the beat.
oh, your eyes are stuck in your head now? Is that why the viewer count went down? Well, you would have to shake your head if you want your eyes to come loose. Correct. Oh, really? I was actually enjoying that. You're not going to let me go through all of it? You're going to stagger them out for me? 4 days from now? But how are you going to leave if you can't see? 72 views already? Wow. Mr. President will save TikTok. Don't worry about it. We got this. I'll bump around until I find the exit. If you are looking for a community to call home, hit that Discord link, because we'd love to have you part of our Discord today. I'll be finishing up the final edits tomorrow. If you're wondering if Famous changed me, it has. I don't know y'all no more. Also, if you're enjoying the content, tickle that purple heart to keep the good times rolling. We lost one to Fame. That's hilarious. Damn. I was hoping that was actually going to finish off all my commissions for today. Okay. Is there one in progress? Is it LAYLA? It's LAYLA, isn't it? Okay, let's finish off the one that I'm working on with LAYLA. Let's just all together try to stay awake, and then we'll move over. I guess me liking, sharing, and saving wouldn't help. Thank you. Oh, I've been up here before. I did it all on my own. Wow. Wow. Oh, you commented. Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. You have changed.
The weather today is perfect for observation. Honestly, spending an entire night waiting for something that we're not sure is gonna happen might not be the best use of our time. But we
We the
don't
wrong
really
one,
have any
Venus.
choice.
This is Bella Porch all over again.
Get some sleep
Jose is the new
if you're
Bella Porch.
tired. I'll be up. It's not... Thanks. Oh, how about I share some basics about astrology with you? If you're interested, that is.
Get down here, little flying dude. Or I guess we can drop down where you're at.
Sure
Or
enough,
Simpson's out.
it didn't show up. We hardly saw any animals, let alone, no matter how conclusive the evidence is or how perfect our reasoning may be, they're probably it's like I told you. I have a severe sleeping disorder. I tried to understand what I had been doing when I'm unconscious, but I've something is actively attempting to cover up all. Maybe that something is me. For all I know, I could even be the Sealy.
Wait, what? No.
But
What?
What if?
What's wrong with you?
Sealy be willing to help me?
Someone give her an upper. Yeah, get her a monster.
I really have no idea.
So I've been when we went to Costco recently, I saw that I've always known they've had Celsius, but they had Celsius in some new flavors I've never seen before, and I've never had Celsius. So I bought a case of Celsius energy drinks, and I've been drinking them on Mondays because Mondays are my worst. I'm probably also going to drink it on Thursdays, but I am wired. Absolutely wired. Not a fan taste-wise. For me, Celsius, like most energy drinks, taste exactly the same to me. Monster, Red Bull, Celsius, they all taste the same to me. Full Throttle tastes a little bit different to me. And then obviously the Monster Punches taste different to me. But if you're talking about standards, they taste all the same to me. It's gross. They all taste like medicinal garbage, but even these ones don't taste good at all. I'm not a fan of it, but if it wakes me up, I will make myself through, or make it through. Sorry.
Huh? You want to help me? Of course, it would be nice to know what's really going on, but that's impossible. It's always avoiding me and keeping me in the dark, and that one.
Seeing how badly she wants to know, maybe we should find a way to ask the other Layla about it.
Huh? What's wrong? Yeah.
Oh no.
To think I could have been working on my thesis this whole time. My stomach is churning just think. Please stop. The more. Oh, come on, Layla. What are you doing? Oh no. I'm losing.
Sorry to have to make you feel so uncomfortable.
So dizzy.
Wait, what is happening? What are we doing to this girl?
Oh, I'm sorry. I got distracted there.
Wait, why? Layla's got two personalities? Based upon stress? Well, we all know the phrase about crazy. She's bipolar. Yeah. It seems she's completely recovered. Does that mean...
Oh, what's wrong? You look like you've got something on your mind.
Are you the other Layla? Yeah, multiple personality disorder, or even did. Yeah. DID. Yep.
What are you talking about? What do you mean the other Layla? I am Layla.
But you somehow seem a little different.
Fine. It appears that you were waiting for me to show up. I suppose there's no use in me
And
pretending.
this Layla's voice is
I
perfectly
promise
fine.
I don't mean any harm, and I'll answer all your questions. But before that, would you mind telling me who you are first?
I'm a friend of Layla's. I'm trying to help her finish her thesis.
Let me think. Okay, I got it. You two found this place by following the hints that I left behind. You were planning to wait for me. Was this your idea or hers?
Mostly hers.
I see. Yes, she's always had great analytical skills. It'd be nice if she was more all right. That's all the questions I have.
You're the Sealy, aren't you? What's with the Sealy pranking people? Or did you infiltrate the House of Dana? And what about the rumors or special powers? Let's go with
That's right. Though I didn't intend for it to turn out this way, really. I just wanted to help out a few other classmates who were having a... You see, Layla doesn't have many friends at the academia. If the others noticed her helping them out, I thought maybe... Unfortunately, that didn't really work out. Instead, legends of the Sealy...
What's with the Sealy pranking people?
I can instantly tell which students are asking serious questions and which are just trying to take advantage. My time to move freely is quite limited, so it's only natural that I would punish. My intention is to help people.
Did you infiltrate the House of Dana? And what about these rumors of special powers?
Infiltrating the House of Dana was a total accident. She'd forgotten an important book, and the House of Dana happened to be closed at the... I had no choice but to scale the walls with some simple climbing ropes and sneak in from above while the corpse... I had no idea there was still a student inside. I had no... Any clear evidence of my existence would only hinder my ability to conceal my identity. As for the special powers, well, they're just things I did during the process of trying to finish the thesis. It's like I... Well then, does that answer all your questions?
Actually, I have one last question. Why don't you want her to know you exist?
You see, her emotions are incredibly... If she knew that there's another Layla who is capable of doing everything, she could think, maybe I should just leave it all to her. I'm always relying on her anyway. Why not let her... She might start thinking about giving up completely, and that, after all, she and I are one and the same. No one knows her greatest strength more than I do. It's her resilience. If she's able to persevere in everything, I trust that she's capable of doing that. And it's something that she should do on her own.
Let me see.
She actually discovered the key data she needs for her thesis a long time ago. She just didn't organize it well enough. I'll complete her thesis for— Oh, please don't share any of this with her. I would like to keep this a secret. Thank you for doing this for me. She seems to be waking up now. Well, this is goodbye.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Huh? Did I faint? Or did I fall asleep?
You're fine. You just had a little nap.
Oh, I see. Was I sleepwalking? I wasn't I?
Nah, not really.
Really? I don't believe you. You're hiding something from me. It's written all over your face.
I'm not really.
You said you were gonna help me, didn't you?
Oh god.
Why are you holding out on me now? Please tell me. You promised you'd help.
Hey, Don Layla. So, I like the other Layla.
Ad Astra Abyss. Thank you for completing today's commit. Ad Astra Abyss.
We all do. Yeah. Okay. We'll move on to a new character for now. This is one of Delon's favorite characters. Or one of the characters he gets really uncomfortable about. Thanks for the bit donation.
Even though most of the academia's restrictions have significantly relaxed, I'm still a bit worried that the Matra might give her trouble. I need to stay here to keep an eye on the situation. Kale, can you head to Sumeru City and find out why she isn't here yet?
Does it have to be me?
I'd only assign a job this important to someone I trust. Are you not feeling well?
Oh no, I'm fine. I've completely recovered. It's just that if I'm going to see her, I think I need to mentally prepare myself first.
I know. You'll have a tough time if you go by yourself. If we could arrange for someone to accompany you...
In a predicament, I see.
Oh, hey there!
It's been a while. What a coincidence. I was just thinking about asking you to accompany Kale to Sumeru City. Sorry, that's not what I meant. It's just that this matter concerns research banned by the academia. Not the sort of thing you'd shout from the rooftops. Also, you happen to know about this situation. There are very few people I can trust to be discreet right now. After giving it much thought, I believe you're the most suitable person for this task. It's complicated, and this isn't the best place to talk about it. We'll fill you in on the details once she arrives. You might have heard about her in Sumeru before. Her name is Farazan, and she's a very experienced senior researcher. Let's just say that a huge part of Kasharawar's mechanical research over the past 100 years has used her academic discourse and manuscripts as their foundation.
100 years, eh?
She is, but she vanished for 100 years because of a certain incident.
So
She
she's
only
a
returned to
human,
the
but
academia after being found
so
in
she
the
like
wilderness a few
she like
years
Aang
ago.
from Avatar.
Because of that, her current personality can be a bit, strange, as is her attitude towards Kale.
Hmm.
I'm getting a headache just thinking about it.
She doesn't have bad intentions, so you don't have to be scared.
I'll try.
Do we really have to invite her here?
Yes. Kasharawar and Spontamot researchers are often quite prejudiced. So, however, Farazan isn't influenced by modern thinking. In our previous correspondence through letters, it's already past our arranged meeting time. But she still hasn't shown up.
Did she get caught by the academia?
I don't think so. With her personality, it's more likely that she got wrapped up in some sort of trouble. Anyway, can you go with Kale to the academia and check on Farazan for me?
Sure thing.
Thank goodness. I was so anxious.
I'm counting on you two. Kale, don't push yourself too hard. Just go there and see what's going on. Our task is important, but not that urgent. If Farazan really is in some trouble, come
Ooh,
back
I
and
just
tell me
drank,
about
but I'll
it.
have some more.
We can always reschedule our meeting.
you.
After all, if she's distracted by other things, it'll affect her ability to help us.
All right, let's go.
Jesus.
Sorry.
There
what
she
did
is.
you say? Oh, could you repeat yourself? As you know, I'm sure, hearing goes with age.
How old are you?
Farzan, I said that you need to give us an answer.
Yes. And did you forget to add madam when you addressed me earlier?
Your hearing is perfectly fine.
I don't think she's 12 though.
Madam Farzan, we don't want to make things difficult for you. However, you haven't been teaching courses or supervising theses these past few years.
If you do like our live content, maybe you'll like our recorded content, or better yet, our recording shenanigans. We got gameplays, game reviews over on youtube.com/ETHERxSOCIal. Subscribe, like, watch some videos. That would be appreciated.
Isn't this rather problematic as an advisor? Never mind the students. Even other advisors are starting to complain.
And who, if I may ask, complained? If they have any issue with me, tell them to talk to me themselves rather than waste any of your time. You don't have to tell me anything. I very well know that it's those people from Haravatot. How I wish they'd put their time into doing proper research instead.
But Madam Farzan, it has been a long while since you last made any practical academic contribution yourself.
Academic contribution cannot simply be divided between the tangible and the intangible. The issue here, I believe, is that the reviewer doesn't understand the very nature of knowledge itself. In any case, it makes no sense to use a metric like this to evaluate a mentor. Which sage set this rule anyway? I should write a letter of complaint right this instant.
Wait! Madam Farzan, please let me finish.
That's her, all right. But the person with her doesn't look like a Matra. Shh!
Thanks for the bit donation,
Mythic.
Mythic.
Her body apparently stopped aging during the year she was gone. So that's why she looks the same as she did 100 years ago.
She disappeared for 100 years.
Okay, I think I'm ready for this. Let's go!
Anyway, Akara Crafts and the leader of Kasharawar would like to invite you to collaborate on this project. They're wondering if you'd be interested. Madam Farzan? Are you listening?
Mm-hmm. Ah, Kale! Why are you here at the academia? Are you feeling better now? I'm much better, Madam Farazan. It's all thanks to the Traveler and the Dendroarchon. Have you been sleeping well? You seem to be developing some eye bags. Is that brat Tainari forcing you to stay up late again? No, it's because I'm a slow learner.
Whoa. What the heck?
It's good to be hardworking, but you need to take care of your health. I'll have to give Tainari a right talking to when I see him. I'll also prepare some health supplements for you. There's really no need. Ah, and is the person beside you The legendary traveler?
Pleasure to meet your acquaintance, madam.
Oh, I've heard much about you before. In fact, I've been meaning to meet you for a while now. It is thanks to you, after all, that the academia is finally getting back on its feet. Even Kali's illness is...
You should stop talking to this girl.
I believe we were still discussing the collaboration with Akara Crafts.
I'd wager it's those Kasharawar dunderheads finding excuses so that I'd go to their darshan. Say no more. I have no plans to change my field of research.
If you're this unwilling to participate in the collaborative project, you can also consider teaching a class. It might be difficult to teach a course with topics that only fall within Haravatat's subjects, but we can't delay this anymore. You need to give an answer. You can teach a course or participate in a collaborative project. If you don't do either, it'll be hard for me to persuade the advisors and students who have been complaining.
This sounds like some internal academia dispute.
Could you not give me a few more days to consider? This matter has been delayed for so long already.
That's precisely the issue. If you don't give an answer today, I fear that someone will soon escalate their complaints to the sages.
What a waste of free time these folks are. Now you two are here at Tainari's behest, I take it. I'm sorry, but given the current situation, it looks like I'll have to come over some other day.
Kale seems like she wants to say something. Please give me a moment with Kale.
Of course. I shall need some time to think as well.
What now? She seems so busy. Master said there's no rush, but I know that he's been busy working on something at Pardis DI, so he hasn't returned to Gandharvaville for several days now. I feel for Madame Farazan, but I still want to ask her to come with us. But if I get her in trouble with the academia, then she won't have the time to help Master. What should I do? Oh, this is such a headache.
Let's help her resolve her current problem first.
Yeah, that would be the best for them both. I'll check with Master later and see if there's anything I can help him with. But I'm sure he'll say, the best thing you can do now is study hard, so I don't have to give you remedial lessons.
I can stay and help Farazan.
Huh? Oh yes! This way she can get her problem sorted out quickly, and then she can go see Master. So if I also stay and help... that still sounds kinda scary.
You don't have to force yourself.
Okay then. I'm counting on you.
Wow, that didn't take a lot. Folded immediately. She's like, oh cool, great. I don't want to be here anyways.
I have to teach students from Haravatat, or owe Kasharawar a favor. It strikes me that they might be even less happy about such a deal than I am.
I think I can sympathize with them.
We're back, Madame Farazan. The Traveler said that she can stay and help you.
Oh, why I couldn't ask for more. In fact, I'm rather curious about the type of person the Traveler is. You were the one who taught Azara a lesson after all. That said, will I be troubling you?
There's no trouble at all.
Is that so? Good. It does so happen that I do have something I need help with. Now, should I apply to teach a course with Haravatat, or join the collaborative project that Kasharawar is proposing? Honestly, I don't want to choose either of them.
Tell me more about the Haravatat course. It's hard to say.
You might have heard of it before. Haravatat is an academic faction that researches languages and runes. 100 years ago, Madame Farazan was a researcher from that darshan.
Now, not was. Still am.
Yes, of course. But current Haravatat students can't really... understand her direction of research. So even if she opened a course, chances are that no one would attend.
Direction of research?
In summary, I mean to interpret the configurations and solutions of ruin mechanisms via the deciphering of on-site stone carvings and unearthed documents. It'll include research into general documents dealing with such ancient machines.
The research method is supported by Haravatat, yes, but the content deals heavily with both ruins and mechanisms. This will make it difficult for students of this darshan because they don't understand much about mechanisms. Also, there are fewer and fewer unexplored ruins left nowadays, and Kasharawar researchers have been developing their own theories on mechanisms. As such, they don't need to rely on ancient documents.
So this subject is what you might call a sunset industry?
They're far too complacent. Ancient mechanisms are more dangerous and complex than one might imagine. I'm telling you, things weren't like this 100 years ago. All researchers back then were interested in exploring knowledge from a variety of topics. They also gave more respect to unknown mechanisms. Nowadays, all people are interested in are mainstream subjects in popular research. Even if they attended my course, I wouldn't be interested in teaching them. Also, the people here think that my research is outdated and unrealistic, so they keep cutting my funding.
I mean, if you were from
Why, I
100
think
years
we all
ago, then
stand to
yeah.
learn from Kale. She's a hard-working child and respects her elders.
Huh? Why me?
Ah, if only those who came to my lectures were more like you. Speaking of which, are you feeling better? You don't have to confine yourself to Gandharvaville anymore, right?
I just remembered that I have a lot of studying to do. I need to head back and find Master.
Wait, I have an idea. Kale needs to learn how to read.
Are you telling me to start a reading course for Kale?
Huh?
Wait. Although Tainari has academic dealings with the academia, he isn't considered part of it. This means that Kale isn't technically a student.
Does she have to hold this class in the academia?
No, she's right. The old academia became consumed by their arrogance precisely because they ignored the public. There must surely be many people like Kale and Sumeru who are passionate about learning, but cannot study due to various reasons. The old academia paid no heed to them. But if I start a reading course for Kale as a pilot, perhaps this shall come to benefit many more people in the future.
I'll need to go back and ask if this is in accordance with regulation.
Oh, save yourself the extra trouble. I'll come with you. If there's any arguments to be had, we shall sweep them aside together. Traveler, Kale, do wait for us a little while outside the academia. I'll be back in just a moment.
Wait! Let's catch up with her. I can't believe she rushed right in after we arrived. She's really headstrong. Oh, how did things turn out like this?
Did I end up giving her a bad idea?
No, not really. Madame Farazan is a brilliant scholar. Even Master thinks so. If she's really
Ooh,
going
the
to teach me
chasm.
how to read, it'll definitely be much
The thing that
better
sucks
than
about the
being
chasm
passionate
is just the
against them all.
verticality.
It's just that
Sometimes
she's
you have to
a
get
bit
something and it's
too
directly
passionate
above you.
sometimes. I don't know how to handle that.
And you can't just go straight up. You have to like go like far to the right and then up the far slant and then drop down. It is really annoying. It is one of those places where I would suggest taking a moment to go around and getting all of the teleports. Makes it palatable, consumable, because without those it makes it like really annoying.
Maybe it's because she wants to take me in as a student? It's just like that researcher said. The academia has completely changed during the 100 years that Farazan was gone. I don't really get it, but it does seem like Haravitat's students aren't optimistic about the prospects of doing research with her. Students who are interested in mechanisms and applications of the elements generally enroll in Kasharawar and Spontamod. Madame Farazan also refuses to accept random students just to make up numbers. She still hasn't found a student she likes, even after all this time back.
So she's a teacher with no students?
But she seems to like my attitude toward learning, so she often asks me if I'm willing to become her student. It's because I'm a slow learner that I have no choice but to stay up late and study.
Seems
Whenever
so.
she compliments me, I feel really guilty.
You're scared of her because...
It's not that. Madame Farazan respects my choices. She hasn't been
Thanks for the
trying
bit
to persuade
donation.
me, especially since she knows I need to rest and recuperate. She sometimes brings food to Gandharvaville for me, and each time she says that Master can't find out.
That sounds like something a grandmother might do for her granddaughter.
Now that you mention it, it does feel a bit like that. Do I really look that young?
Kale,
Yeah.
Traveler, thank you for waiting. The issue has been resolved.
So she's like... She's Sumeru's Sitlali. That was fast.
I argued with the higher-ups and convinced them of the practicality and necessity of educating the
Pretty
general
much.
public. If I'm not mistaken, they're the students of my classmates' students. They're a lot less forceful than their predecessors, though. I'd say they caved rather quickly.
Amazing.
Were they convinced?
It's just that we need to fill in every single page of the application. It's been a century, but the academia is as picky as ever.
You know what she kind of looks like? Like, I do like her character model. But when you, like, rapidly look at her, she looks like she has short hair that's about, like, around her shoulder length. And then she has 2 floppy bunny ears. That's what she looks like to me.
Let's see now. What do we need to fill in? Course name, learning objectives, teaching methods, course materials. I suppose we can fill in the course name last.
Our learning objective is to teach people to read, right?
That's a bit too general, I'd say. After all, this class's target audience isn't toddlers or children, but rather people who already know the basics of reading. As such, we'll need a more specific learning objective. How about proficiency in reading and writing?
That's true. If we use children's teaching materials, we'll only end up wasting a lot of time on things that students would already know.
And you have your job as a forest ranger, Kale. People who attend this course in the future are also likely to have life commitments. We need more effective teaching methods.
So other than teaching materials for children.
Master always tells me that practice is the best way to learn. That's why I often ask him to help me find simple books to read.
It must have been difficult to get books in Sumeru in recent years, no? Tainari really went the extra mile for you. Expanding literacy is a capital notion. Now that the academia is easing restrictions on the circulation of books, there should be more people who have become interested in reading. It's a great time to conduct this course.
So we've got teaching methods sorted out.
So that's next on the list. I fear that I'm at a loss as to which books youngsters like nowadays. Would The Legend of Antara be too old of a story?
If even a centenarian like you finds that tale old.
Fair. Kale, what have you been reading lately?
Me? I've been reading light novels from Inazuma. I heard that ever since we were allowed to sell books in Sumeru again, some people set up stalls at Treasure Street to sell light novels. I've been
Light
wanting to go there
novels.
and check it out.
So
Light
picture books.
novels? This is my first time hearing about such a thing, but I
You and your
doubt I will
manga.
procure suitable teaching
No, I'm just kidding.
materials from the House of Dana. Treasure Street it is.
Wait for us, Madame Farazan! You wouldn't think someone as fast as her is over 100. Let's pick up the pace and catch up to her.
Oh god.
What a long and mildly ungrammatical title. And why is the...
Is this your first time seeing a light novel, ma'am? Oh, they're the most popular of books nowadays.
Fine. One shouldn't judge a book by its cover after all.
Of course. Why don't you try this one? It's Outlander Brigade, When the Wind of Death Blew Towards the Blonde Samurai.
I heard that this book's author describes action and...
Now I've only skimmed through a few pages, but it feels like it's all fight scenes. There are only subjects and predicates.
Subjects?
The protagonist just ends up fighting in every scene with no proper build-up. Will anyone even enjoy a story that's only comprised of fights?
There might be people out there that will.
How about... the good thing about being reincarnated as a hilly churl is that I only need to eat Sunsetias to become stronger.
What type of name is that?
The reincarnation isekai story? Those are pretty popular right now.
Isekai? What in the world is that? Also, why does it become stronger by eating Sunsetias?
Those are what we call tropes.
Tropes? Ah, those fictional rules used to push the plot forward, yes?
Sorry. What?
However, this book doesn't explain how reincarnation correlates to becoming stronger. Such an illogical rule will affect the coherence of the story. Will readers really
We're literally
accept
breaking
this?
down manga right now with a 100-year-old. Well, 100-year-old child. There might be people out there who will.
How about this? I had to fight tooth and nail to get this in stock.
Oh, that's the latest volume of Onibudo.
Now that's a rather normal title length. Oh, Kale,
Yes, but like it that much.
She clearly recognized it as the latest volume with a single glance.
Madam, are you going to use this series?
Let me see. The dialogue flows quite well, but the third eye of perception, illusory mirror, and so on, aren't these?
I also thought those names were strange when I was reading them.
She was able to say those phrases in such a serious tone.
It's impossible to derive the meaning of these phrases in isolation. Also, their morphological properties are quite pedestrian. Or did the protagonist purposely create these strange names to disorient their foes?
I think it's because such names are cool.
So there's no deeper purpose. It's quite hard to understand stories written these days.
You're right. It's such a weird book. But you keep wanting to read the next page.
Even the most popular book in Sumeru back then had greater depth than anything written today.
The most popular book back then?
Yes. A Bahumano researcher wrote it while researching folk legend. The plot had many twists. The world building was fantastic, and even the writing could withstand scrutiny. Even the sages back then all described the story as a timeless classic. The series must have concluded after so many years, right?
Is there a book like that in Sumeru? I've never heard of such a thing before. What's the title?
It's called Tales of Shariar. Do you sell it here?
Tales of Shariar?
She's a lolly nerd. Yeah.
I don't think I've heard of that before.
A book lolly.
When was it published?
About 100 years ago.
Oh, God.
100 years ago? Are you pulling my leg? What sort of book can remember?
The legend of Antara is popular to this very day, isn't it? I just heard someone telling it a few days ago, and if an old story like that is still being shared, then Tales of Shariar must be even more popular.
Even if that is the case, I really don't carry that book here in my store.
What? Is that because of the academia? I can't believe they've allowed the people of Sumeru to become so uncivilized. How can they not know?
Tales of Shariar. Oh, wait. I think I heard an antique seller on the other end of Treasure Street. I mean, it is a book from 100 years ago.
Tales of Shariar is considered an antique now?
It's 100 years!
Have let such an excellent work of literature be forgotten like this. Traveler, Kale, I'm going to get to the bottom of this.
Madam, wait! Oh no, this is bad.
What's wrong?
You asked me why I'm scared of Madame Farazan, right? It's not because I don't, it's because I'm afraid of that ancient language she researches, because I can barely understand any of it. What if she uses ancient text as teaching material?
I doubt this counts as a book written in an ancient language.
Even so, what if researchers from 100 years ago like to use ancient languages in their books? We've got to catch up to her!
Oh my god.
Found it! The 5th volume of Tales of Shariar!
Oh, jeez, Rick.
You actually found it!
I never thought this book would ever get sold.
All right, that's our teaching material secured. We also now know what to call this course. Analysis of Classical Texts. After all, this book is definitely worthy of being...
Can I... Luckily the language being used here isn't ancient at all. I can recognize...
As long as the writing is good, readers won't need any illustrations to imagine the scene. Worry not. I shall thoroughly explain the difficult sections. You'll... After all this time... I wonder if Aaliyah and Aziz ended up together. And who... Sir, do you have the subsequent volumes of this series?
I don't think so.
Is that so? And here I thought I could finally read the ending. Never mind. I'll keep... If I'm to use it as a teaching material, it's better to start earlier in the series. Where are the first 4 volumes?
I don't have those.
Is this series really that popular?
No. It's not popular at all. Rather, there's absolutely no demand for it.
No demand? Impossible. Back then, I'd come across at least 3 groups of people talking about it during a single stroll at the academia.
Seriously? No one told me that this book was anything
Where did you get this from? Can you still contact this?
I'm afraid not. This book was sold together with a whole bunch of antique furniture. I didn't even notice it initially. Otherwise, the Matra would have come knocking. Wait, is this book actually worth a lot? It can't be, right?
I'm afraid not.
That's impossible. No matter how strict the academia was, There's no way Tales of Shariar.
I do remember a passerby skimming through the book a few days ago. However, he simply...
He sighed? Why would he react like that? Given the quality of Tales of Shariar, I'm sorry. Traveler, Kale, please give me a moment. I'd like to look... Why is there another misunderstanding between Ali and Aziz? Also, why is there no mention of the... And a new character is introduced with no foreshadowing at all? Also, is this really the Tales of Shariar I know?
Well, that passerby reacted in much the same way. It's Mada from the cafe over there. You know, the fellow who spends all day telling... Since that's also a very old story, maybe he knows a thing or two about that, Tales of...
Then let's go ask around at the cafe. Huh?
She's dejected. Because nobody knows her 100-year-old book. You have to close the windows. It's freezing
Another
in here.
day, another empty room.
Excuse me? But are you Mada?
Yes! Are you here to listen to my story?
Well, we actually came to ask about something else.
I see.
Sorry.
It's fine. I'm used to it, more or less. So, how can this terribly unpopular storyteller help you?
Do you know about Tales of Shariar?
Huh? Tales of Shariar? Why, I can barely remember the last time anyone talked about it. My master always talked about how incredibly popular that book used to be. However, I tried reciting a few chapters of it at the cafe, and I found that it's even less popular than the Legend of Antara.
Your master?
Yes, the one who taught me how to be a storyteller. He said that Tales of Shariar was written by his master's master's master. He also said that this great-great-grandmaster was an academia researcher, and that even the sages liked the series.
If you are looking for a community to call home, hit that Discord link, as we'd love to have you part of our community today.
He wrote 4 volumes back then, and the reviews just got better and better. You couldn't find a single person in Sumeru who hadn't read his books.
And then? What happened next? Why doesn't anyone know about Tales of Shariar now?
Oh, it's hard to tell when it comes to trends. One day everyone likes stories like that, and the next day their tastes change completely. Instead of writing a proper ending, this great-great-grandmaster kept trying to extend the story. To tap into popular trends, he added a lot of tropes. Then, starting from the 5th volume, the reviews started to go downhill.
How could that be? Then what happened to Tales of Shariar in the end?
In the end, there's no ending. The great-great-grandmaster tried to write a few more volumes, following whatever trends were popular at the time, but the trends kept changing right as he published his books. He got so infuriated that he stopped writing altogether and focused on his research instead.
What? So there's no ending? The readers didn't care?
By that time, only a very small number of people were reading Tales of Shariar. Anyway, my master probably exaggerated. How could a work possibly have been that popular? The only tangible thing my great-great-grandmaster left is the original draft of Legend of Antara. He also left behind many theses from his research phase. When my master talked about Legend of Antara, he'd even quote from those theses. My master is a much better storyteller than me. Even when we're telling the same story about Antara, he's always able to draw in a huge crowd.
If you missed a stream, don't worry, you can catch it over at youtube.com/EtherxVault, as each stream is uploaded the day after it is live.
But even he won't recite Tales of Shariar due to its ever-changing writing style and its lack
Posture
of an
check.
So, Antara's story is the one that lasted through the years.
Well, Not even sages can definitively ascertain the quality of something like a story. In the end, only time can separate the classics from the fads.
Only time? Madame Farazan? It's been 100 years. Perhaps some things I once believed to be great aren't so after all.
You don't have to worry about that. The story's decline might not have been due to changing trends. Oh, it doesn't matter if it's a classic or a fad, it matters. What matters is that you like. That's better.
Yeah! Master helped me find a lot of famous books at first, but in the end, I realized that I couldn't get into them. No matter how good those stories are, I can't improve my skills if I can't bring myself to read them in the first place. I think the best books for me are the ones I like.
But I suppose the principle is the same.
Huh. Indeed, that is true. Readers' interests and trends of a time are not things that are so easily predicted. What was popular 100 years ago could be completely forgotten in modern times. And yet, 100 years as far as history is concerned is but a blink of an eye. If Tales of Shahryar hadn't chased after trends and instead stuck to its original style from start to finish, it might have stood some chance of gaining renewed popularity. No, even if that didn't happen, at least it would be a work that was true to itself.
If you are enjoying the content, tickle that purple heart to keep the good times rolling.
Huh? Our conversation just got a lot more serious.
I don't really get what you're talking about, but it does sound sensible. Looks like I also have to hang in there and tell Antara's story well.
How unseemly. I almost got carried away because of a single book. Well then, we should get back to the matter of our teaching material. It looks like we can't use Tales of Shahryar now.
How about The Legend of Antara then?
No, it's much too old. Kale, you found a book that you liked at the bookstall, yes?
Yes, but I don't really...
Then we'll use that book as our teaching material. Now that I think about it, using a book that you like is the most suitable choice for teaching you how to read.
That makes sense.
As for the academia, as long as we come up with an appropriate course name, we should be able to get away with this.
I propose Appreciation of Popular Literature.
My, it sounds like you've dealt with the academia before. Let's go with that. Now then, let's return to the book vendor in a bit and buy the latest volume of this Onibudo for Kale. But if I wish to use it as teaching material, I have to read it first.
Huh?
Speaking of which, other than third eye of perception and illusory mirror, I also espy some unfamiliar phrases from the reader's messages at the back of the book. Such things as, even if it reminds me of my dark history, I still can't help but be drawn in by the story. And the author has written all the things that I only dare whisper into a tree hollow. Why do people use dark history to refer to awkward or embarrassing memories? Is this some slang that was invented in the last century? If one of our learning objectives was researching linguistic changes over the past 100 years, it might make it easier to get these books approved as teaching material.
You like our live content, maybe you like our recorded content, better yet, our recording shenanigans. We got gameplays, game reviews over at youtube.com/ETHERxSOCIal. Subscribe, like, watch some videos.
Oh, I can tell you what that's all about. Apparently, in their youth, some people used to imagine themselves as someone burdened by fate, fighting against the world, etc. But as they grew older, they started to become embarrassed by such memories. Some would write those
Almost
fantasies
running out of
into
drinks here.
novels, while others would entrust such tales to tree hollows.
Mata? You know, I suddenly have the urge to hear a story about Antara.
Huh? Why so suddenly?
It's good to reminisce on an old tale in a while.
I knew it. There will always be people who love the golden oldies. Now.
Boom! First story done. Fire was on. So, what do you guys want to see? We're at 8:14. Still got plenty of time. Do you want to see more Layla or more Faruzan? Faruzan. Not Layla. Anyone but not Layla. Okay. No sleepy person. Okay. Layla is not getting any love in the stream. Okay, so we're gonna go up here, start the conversation. When I think it was at the beginning conversation,
No, she seems so big.
and we're gonna pivot it. Let's think of some ways to get her to Paradise Dia.
But if someone does complain to the academia, wouldn't it make... And if the academia investigated and found her at Parties DI, things would get... Do you have some way to invite her over to Parties DI without stepping on the academia's toes?
I do have the makings of an idea.
Okay then.
I have to teach students from Haravatat or owe Kasharawar a favor. It strikes me that they might be even like...
I think.
Madam Farzan, we're back. Sorry for asking again, but...
Well, since you're asking me so sincerely...
Please, Madam Farzan, focus. Today's the deadline.
Actually, Tanari wants to invite her over to discuss some research.
Huh?
Yes. I see. No wonder he sent you two over. Why, that lad didn't make it very clear in his letter, now did he? Otherwise, I would have reported it as part of my...
Yeah, that's right.
Wait. Opportunities for collaborative research don't just come out. Also, there isn't much overlap between Madame Farazan's research and that of Amorta, right? What will...
A fully automated irrigation system...
A fully automated
Precisely. It's a system that can automatically adjust the amount of water it provides based on the season, and I saw a similar mechanism while exploring a rune in the rainforest. That's why Tainari wanted to...
A mechanism like that exists?
I found it 100 years ago, so it's only natural that you don't know about it. Why don't you go ask your teacher's teacher? Perhaps they've heard about it from their teacher.
But we can't prove its existence one way or the other.
Fret not. I'll have Tainari write an official proposal to the academia later.
An official proposal. Fine. I'll go inform my superiors now. Please do take care of the...
Sure. I'll be sure to needle him until he gets it done.
The researcher leaves, clearly still having some doubts.
Phew. I think she bought it.
That was quick, thinking back there.
Even though this is our first meeting, I must say...
Wow! You made up that excuse on the spot, huh? Madam Farazan?
Who knows? It's been 100 years, so it wouldn't be too surprising if I've forgotten a few details.
Huh? Then how will we...
I'll let Tainari worry about whatever documents we might need to send to the... If I'm right, the request he has in store for me won't be any simpler than the academia...
Okay.
Master, we're back! Huh? Where did he...
You don't have to shout. I can... Well, you got here much faster than I expected. I thought you'd have...
Thanks to the Traveler, I was able to, pawn off very...
Onto others?
We can discuss that later. You're looking for me because of the thing you...
That's right.
The thing? What thing? Hey, Vector. Hey, Vector. Go to sleep. Not to now, not now, little buddy. Vector just was, I guess, saw me streaming, was just like, I'm gonna explore. No, you're not. In here? Oh, it's Karkata.
A monster? Why is there a
Don't be scared, Kale. This is the mechanical life form the Traveler and I say. It's the final work of a late junior of mine.
You mean Abatui? He must have been a genius to create one of such polish all by himself. It's uncommon that a Spontamod researcher is able to
Vector
create
do
such
be
an
annoying.
intricate machine. If he
Yes.
were still around, we could probably chat the day away. Something seems wrong here. Have you been maintaining it?
Karkata has been lying down like this since a few days ago. It could be. I've taken a few courses conducted by Spontamod before, so I've managed to perform some passable repairs on Karkata's energy supply module. My knowledge can only prevent its condition from deteriorating any further. But Madame Farazan...
Not necessarily. Mechanical life forms are created using techniques from alchemy, elemental science, and more. There are multiple modules here that influence each other. A simplistic knowledge of mechanisms will not serve here. Each mechanical life form is very different from the next. So even I cannot be sure if my understanding of mechanical life forms is going to be of any use to our little crab friend here. Can you all go outside for a minute? I need a bit of space. Before I do a thorough check,
All right. We're counting on you.
You think she's gonna repair him?
We'll wait here till Farazan finishes her inspection. In the meantime, I'd like to talk to you about her.
I also wanted to ask you about her past.
Her past,
Probably.
huh?
Yeah, I agree.
Quite a few people in the academia know about what happened to her. Perhaps it'd be... I've told you before that she had disappeared for 100 years, right? From her perspective, trapped might be a more apt description.
Trapped?
Her exact words were...
that ruin was crawling with traps and coded inscriptions from wall to wall. I did all I could to decipher the code and deactivate the traps to escape the ruin, but there was no way out. I lost track of time and I ran out of pen and paper. In the end, I had to use stone shards to write on the walls and on the floor to decipher the code. Then, before I realized it, I ran out of space on the walls and floor. I had to calculate all the possibilities in my mind. After that, my memory started to become fuzzy, and my cognition slowed down.
She doesn't remember anything else, including the location of the ruin. When she was found in the outskirts of Sumeru a few years ago, she looked exactly the same as she did 100 years prior. However, she was in a stupor and struggled to form sentences. Only after a lengthy recovery period could she speak again. The academia speculates that she must have gotten trapped in an unknown ruin while researching machine, and because of the ruin's special properties that halted her aging, she was able to use those 100. Though she had finally broken free, 100 years had passed.
Agreed.
Everyone she knew and everyone who knew her was... In the end, even the academia had to rely on century-old records in the Akata. Don't make that face. I'm not telling you this because I want to drum up sympathy. She wouldn't want other... Rather, she sees that period of entrapment as an experimental error. As a researcher, she must accept everything that results from... Even after going through so much, she's returned to Sumeru and still due to changes over the years and drift in academic subjects. She holds some rather strong opinions about the current... What I want to say is that no matter what era we're in, Farazan is a true... She has her own deep understanding of various ruins and machines. If there's a chance, you should talk about them with her. It'll definitely be helpful for your journey.
I see.
Master, Madame Farazan's done.
Oh, let's head over. With any luck...
I never thought that I'd encounter a restitution module once again after 100 years. Abatui really installed... If my guess is correct, this mechanical life form has displayed attempts at self-sustenance before, right? Such as collecting parts to repair itself, for instance?
It has collected parts before, yes.
It used them for something else, but as far as its design goes, it does have...
I knew it. If I'm not wrong, Karkata's issue lies with its restitution. Abatui's modified this module extensively, but the core parts and design philosophy are very similar to the principles as I know them. They are all based on principle. The creators of the Ruins machine once tried to create a perpetual mechanism that could replace life or even the restitution module is the result of one of their countless attempts. It replicates the behavior of living things to achieve a self-repair function. However, the energy required in
Energy?
For example, a living thing's heart can deliver nutrients and blood to various organs. However, the bigger the living thing, once the heart is damaged, it'll be hard for that living thing to heal itself, and even the function of other organs can be affected. Thus, the attempt, even 100 years ago, I'd only seen it once before. Oh dear, this is going to be a problem.
Why is that?
Based on my current research, I'll need to swap out the damaged parts in the restitution module to repair Karkata. But like I just said, the module is rare, even by the standards of ancient machines. Not only that, but there is very little related research documentation available. Finding suitable parts would be like trying to find a single gear in the vast desert, to say nothing of the difficulty in making those parts from scratch. One can only wonder where Abatui found the original part.
I might have an idea. Abatui was, for a time, quite passionate about excavating the Great Red Sand.
You mean to say he found a restitution module in the desert?
But the desert's huge! How are we supposed to find them?
According to the Academia's records, no similar parts have been found in the Great Red Sand over the past 100 years. If we want to try our luck, we'll have to explore.
I do know that a Vahumana researcher formed an expedition team after the sandstorms and earthquakes subsided.
Should we ask them if they've made any new discoveries?
The chances are slim, but it's at least more effective than running around like headless chickens.
What's the lead researcher's name?
His name is Raid. I think he's stationed at the northeast part of the Hypostyle Desert. Let's go look for him once Karkata settles down.
Oh, you and Kale should probably stay. Karkata's condition may be stable, but it would still be better if some of us stay to look after it. Besides, you still need to take care of the trouble that the Academia left.
Trouble from the Academia? I thought you said that...
I'll let Kale fill you in on the details. I look forward to seeing your work, Tainari.
All right. Out into the desert. Yeah. Yeah, give me that meat.
What is this?
Halt! Mr. Raid's permission is required to proceed any further.
We're not outsiders.
That still won't do. Mr. Raid told us to keep people away from the
Wrong
ruins
site.
so they don't damage the site.
Damage the site? I've excavated more ruins than you've visited restaurants. Which batch of students is Raid from? I want to see him right.
He isn't at the campsite now. You should all leave. Only he can give you...
What a stubborn guy.
We can't just waste our time here like this.
You're right. Even if there is new information, we still have to wait for him to come back so we can ask him about it. So let's just see. I'm going to give that Raid a good talking to when he gets back. Starting from who...
Halt! Mr. Raid's permission...
I'm not trying to go past you. I was trying to turn around. Sir?
That machine looks amazing. Could it be the location seems to fit too? Might that lead...
The ruins. Don't know anything. We were only... Forget excavation. They won't even let us get close to the camp where there's...
This area used to be ravaged by frequent sandstorms, but it's been calm lately for some reason. They say that this was done by a single traveler, but serious.
I mean, I'm pretty dope. After asking around, Farazan starts to organize the information.
Well, I found out everything I could. Is there anything that stands out to you? To be honest, the ruins were difficult to excavate in the past, but they really are much safer now, thanks to you. However, I'm more concerned about this ruin
Best
wanderer.
viewers on streamboo.com.
Ruin
Remove
wanderer.
the space.
That's the first time I've heard that name. but that wreckage did seem a bit weird.
What's so weird about it?
It's a bit far away, and I can't really say for sure from this distance. Perhaps we should ask the villager
Begone,
from before
fiend.
about the legend first.
Is that your go-to phrase with banning?
Huh? What are you guys doing back here?
Want to learn more about the legend of Ruin Wanderer?
I wouldn't blame you for not knowing about it, youngsters. After all, it's a tale that's... It's said that this monster, the Ruin Wanderer, traversed through various ruins for centuries. Many adventurers had claimed to see it while exploring. Some said that it was like a giant, while others said that it was like a beast. However, then, about 10 years ago, we stopped hearing any news about it in Sumeru. No one has seen it since then, and the legend has since faded into memory. You youngsters probably don't know about the Ruin Wanderer nowadays, but it was famous for centuries.
Centuries? Impossible. I heard nothing about it back then. It could only have been around for a few decades at most.
Wait, back then?
Indulge my curiosity for a moment. Why do you think that wreckage is the Ruin Wanderer?
Well, I had also heard that secondhand from...
You heard that nonsense from the Eremites after they got drunk, right?
Oh, I remember you.
Who are you?
Madam Faruzan, it is a pleasure. I'm Raid, the one who organized this archaeological expedition.
Wait, is this the one with the sun?
I'd heard of you at the academia, but I didn't expect
Or
to
no,
run
I'm
into
confusing
you
him.
here.
I'm confusing him.
Truly,
Fine.
it is an honor. And this must be the famous traveler, I presume?
Have you found any special contraptions and relics in the ruins that you've been investigating?
I'm ashamed to say that we haven't found anything noteworthy, even though...
Really? That Ruin Wanderer?
I'm afraid those are mere rumors. Really, I sometimes wish that those people would put as much effort... The wise do not buy into rumors, so it is said. I believe that you too, Madam Faruzan, do not put any stock...
It is also said that real knowledge shall come from practice. I can help you research the excavated relics and see if I can find out... You can take credit for any new discoveries. I believe this offer...
In truth, I could ask for nothing. However, you two must be tired after a long journey. It's getting late and my subordinates and I are heading back to the camp to rest. Why don't you find a place to spend the... There are tents over there that the villagers occasionally use to rest. The condition is a bit simple, yes, but...
Since you need to rest as well, let's do...
Which tent? Oh, this tent?
This is quite far away. Are they trying to prevent the villagers from eavesdropping on them? This suits us just fine. Now, I have my suspicions about this archaeological expedition team and that machine wreckage. I only caught it based on the condition of the armor and joints. It didn't seem like something that had been lying around for centuries. At most, I'd estimate that it only stopped moving about a dozen years ago.
A dozen years ago?
Yes. The timing coincides with the spreading of the legend. Now, how do you suppose it was able to maintain a relatively good condition despite high-intensity operation over the course of several decades?
The restitution module?
That's right. Technically speaking, the module shouldn't be able to move such a large machine chassis. However, I'm basing my knowledge on the mechanical life forms I've seen before.
You've seen such life forms before?
Well, this was over 100 years ago. It was a machine about the same size as Carcata, actually. It couldn't carry heavy objects or fight, and was only able to help me. It also helped me deliver letters home. I found it near the desert, which is why I wondered if there might be more restitution modules buried around here.
A mechanical life form from 100 years ago.
Honestly, people in ancient times might have already solved the problem of providing enough power for all I know. I'll need to research this properly.
Why didn't you go and investigate earlier?
Had I confronted Raid right there and then, he would have said that he couldn't tell that the machine was special. Then he'd just hand it over to the Academia obediently, and he'd get away scot-free. If the wreckage were to be handed to the Academia, it'd be much tougher for us to do research on it or get spare parts for Carcata. Anyway, we should figure out what they're planning before making our next move. They insisted that we should stay the night, which means if they're trying to pull a fast one on us, they're likely to try tonight. We must be vigilant.
As the night goes on, you hear the sounds.
Are those sounds coming from the excavation site? I knew they wouldn't be able to wait. They must not a single person guarding the campsite. I'll see if they left any clues behind at their camp. Keep watch and help me stall them if it comes to that, would you?
No
All
problem.
right. I'm counting on you.
Go to the excavation site.
Why isn't the tent here yet? We need to switch.
It's still on the way. I'm afraid this is the first time.
You good-for-nothings are just a load of trouble, aren't you? We wouldn't have to deal with these interlopers if you hurry up and hide our current tent and deliver the new one to me.
Huh? Who's there?
Traveler.
I'm sorry. I'm just a bit upset because my subordinates aren't doing their jobs properly. When did you get here?
What's the tent you mentioned, if I might ask?
It's nothing. Just a tent. We didn't pack up all our tents from the last campsite. Some of them, along with a few people. Someone damaged our current tent, so I'm trying to get my subordinates to get one from that previous campsite delivered here.
You're discussing that over here because...
The relics in the ruins are highly valuable, so I'm worried that treasure hoarders and bandits might try to steal them. Since the tent isn't here yet, and I can't fall asleep, I came here to patrol.
There are people who steal these relics?
Well, these things are antiques after all. There will always be people interested in buying them. Speaking of which, I'd like to ask, is the Academia really aware that you've traversed through the... Also, where's Farazan? Why isn't she with...
I'm right here. Also, you forgot to address me as Madam.
Sorry, Madam Farazan.
You were all making so much noise that I couldn't sleep, which is why I got the Traveler to find out what was going on. But for some reason, that one task took forever, so I came to check.
I'm very sorry for disturbing your rest. I'll tell my subordinates to be quieter on patrol.
Good. Come on, Traveler. Let's head back. Yes, we came to check out the situation, didn't we? Well, we've already done that. We should get better rest so that we'll have energy to investigate tomorrow.
Oof. I think that drinking like canned pop or caffeine makes me colder for some reason. I'm freezing right now, like near shivering.
Thanks for dealing with them. Now, I found something good on my end. These are the excavation records from their campsite. According to them, the ruins have been raided before, with numerous traps and contraptions having already been triggered. I also observed the wreckage up close earlier. The weathering is nowhere near as extensive as on the relics that have been buried for over 100 years. There's no doubt that the wreckage in the ruins don't belong to the same era. Instead, it must have wandered into the ruins about a dozen years ago. It could have fallen into a trap or encountered a glitch within the ruins, remaining stationary like that until it was discovered recently. However, I still don't know why they'd want to hide it. I have no doubt that the researcher could definitely reach the same conclusion I did. The last few pages of the excavation records are written in code, which I still need time to decipher. The answer may lie within those pages.
You can decipher coded messages?
It's just wordplay. And if anything, that's my wheelhouse.
Farazan gets to work deciphering the code.
Just a bit more.
Help! Please help! Why are you running away?
What's that sound? The Ruin Wanderer? That's impossible! Is this the work of some kind of hidden mechanism? Never mind. We have to focus on saving lives first. What? It ignored.
Why is it chasing after us?
What could have caused it to reactivate?
Darn it! Hey, come on, you lot! It's clear that we can't escape, so let's just...
Okay.
It stopped?
Hey, you guys, get up there and...
But what if it suddenly...
You good-for-nothings! Why is every... Looks like this thing's parts can't handle the load of functioning anymore after years. When it first reactivated, I was wondering if it'd be as amazing as the legends had pegged it to be. I didn't expect it to be so much weaker than it looks.
Disappointing, you say? Now, is that because you won't be able to sell it for...
Farusan, you may be my senior as an academia researcher, but...
You wrote these excavation records, did you not? Or perhaps calling it a ledger might jog your memory a...
I don't recognize...
January 3rd. Excavated 5, 10. January 5th. 3 tents sold. January 10th. 1 special tent pre-sold. It must quickly be switched out with an old tent.
Is your code name for relics?
You're supposed to be an archaeological expedition team, and yet here you are, secretly selling the... When you believed that you had found the wreckage of the Ruin Wanderer, you tried to switch in wreckage that you had excavated previously to pull the wool over the Academia's eye. After all, there would probably be many wealthy buyers interested in purchasing the legendary Ruin Wanderer in the black market. Yes? And then we arrived just before you could finish your work. That forced you to speed up your plan, and you tried to complete the switch overnight before I could investigate the wreckage. In your haste, however, you accidentally activated the Ruin Wanderer instead. Did I get that all right?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You lack the curiosity befitting a man of knowledge, nor do you have respect for mechanical life forms. You're not fit to be a researcher.
Ridiculous. Curiosity? Respect? I'm not here to hear you preach.
Mr. Raid!
Behind you? Why is it moving again? Run!
Farazan.
Some said that it was like a giant, while others said that it was like a beast. However, none knew why.
Technically speaking, the module shouldn't be able to move such a large machine chassis. However, I'm basing my knowledge on the mechanical life forms I've... Centuries? Impossible. I heard nothing about it back then. It could only have been around for a few decades.
Why is it chasing after us?
So you've been looking for me this whole...
Okay.
Long time no see, Tamimi.
What?
Dear Farazan, I hope you're doing... It has been over 20 years since you went missing. People from the academia keep telling us to give up, but somehow I feel like you're still alive. Yes, you've always been persistent, able to shine no matter what situation you face. I believe that this persistence serves. Unfortunately, I likely won't be able to
I don't
welcome
know.
you home when you do. I don't have much time left, and my reflexes have slowed. Others keep telling me to stop exploring ruins.
If you like our live content, maybe you like our recorded content, or better yet, our gaming shenanigans, gameplay, game reviews over at youtube.com/ETHERxSOCIal. Subscribe, like some videos. Enjoy it.
Only Tamimi is still the same as before, always running off to places. Your teacher and friends came up with an idea to remodel Tamimi so it can search for you. You didn't like coming home back then and would always get Tamimi to send a letter back. Now we're leaving a letter with Tamimi. I wonder if it'll ever be delivered. I don't know the answer to that question, but if you ever read this letter, I hope it'll be when... I regret not being able to say this to you myself, but I'll still feel sincerely...
Welcome home, Farazan.
Who's her mom?
Look at you, Tamimi. You've changed so much after all these years. I've safely received the letters.
Aww.
Tamimi, the mechanical life form I encountered back then. When I would go on expeditions, when I met with that accident, it was on the way to deliver a letter for me. I didn't expect my teacher and others to remodel its self-repair function, upgrading it to... And so, in order to plumb the depths of unknown ruins and overcome dangerous traps, it repaired and modified itself using parts it found along the way. 1 decade of wandering became many, and soon, Tamimi, which used to be incapable of even moving heavy objects, became the Ruin Wanderer, all so it could deliver these last letters from them to me.
Even though they had all passed on?
The strain to support such a huge body must have turned out to be too much for your heart. Even after the remodeling, its restitution module still can't function perfectly in perpetuity. It has been pushing itself beyond its limits over the past few decades. Just like a living being, mechanical life forms have a limited lifespan. It probably became trapped in the ruins all those years ago because its shelf life had run out. It most likely only reactivated because it detected my presence. And then it mustered up everything it had to deliver that last... Tainari told you what happened to me, right?
I'm sorry.
You don't have to apologize. It's not like this. Besides, I've always treated it as a failed experiment. As a researcher, I must accept this result. However, finding out that so many people were affected by my failure... Dad, can you head back to Pardistii first? We've been here for a while, and it's best not to make call. As for me, I want to stay with Tamimi.
That's fair. Thanks for the bit donation. Hydrate. I feel like I'm going to tape the bottom of my mic because that gain switch moves so easily just by bumping into it. This way? Yep.
You're back!
If you're looking for a community to call home, hit that Discord link as we'd love to have you part of our community today.
How was your journey through the desert? Wait, where's Madame Farazan?
Tell everyone the partial truth.
So, Madame Farazan has some other things to settle. All right. And to think that Raid was doing all those things on the sly.
Madame Farazan will be able to repair Carcado when she gets back.
Only Farazan and I know about Tamimi. I should let Farazan decide whether or not to tell others about Tamimi. Not my place to tell. One day later. We'll just go right back in. Right? Okay, yeah.
I'm back! What? Is there to be no welcoming party?
Madame Farazan, we're over here!
That's more like it. Now,
Here are some components I brought back from the desert. Switch these out with the ones Karkata is using right.
So this is a relic of an ancient civilization. Unbelievable.
Unscrupulous, huh? Sounds like, is that so? Thank you. It's nothing. I've already given all the evidence we have against Raid to the Academia. They're going to be very... I'll start repairing Karkata then. Kale... of course...
After some repairs, Karkata springs back to life.
You're here. Thank you for keeping Tamimi a secret.
You don't plan on telling them?
If I tell them about Tamimi, will they still feel happy for Karkata? Even if we could convince them to accept the components, but I don't want my past to affect people in the present. That applies to both me and other people.
Hey, Dynamax19, thank you so much for the follow. Thank you, I really appreciate that. You don't have to shoulder all this alone.
It's fine. I'm used to this. I once believed that I'd never hear from my old friends and family ever again. Even their faces are getting hazier in my memories. However, I could remember them clearly again after reading the letter Tamimi handed to me and learning that they'd never given up on me. That's more than enough. I'd be disappointing them if I let myself fall into a slump because of this. Neither my teacher nor my mother would have wanted to see me like that. Besides, you're lending a listening ear to me now, aren't you? Oh, Pardees DI looks pretty scenic at night. Will you take a stroll with me?
It would be my pleasure.
Once Karkata's condition stabilizes, I'll find a chance to tell Tainari and Kale about all that. But for now, just help me keep the secret.
Got it.
Thank you. Whether it's 100 years ago or now, I have people who worry about me. I suppose I should consider myself quite fortunate. The only time when I felt otherwise was when I had just returned to Sumeru. No one came to check up on me then.
Welcome home, Faruzan.
Yeah, I'm home.
Aww. And we got our second story done. Not there. So I'm assuming you're gonna say Farazan again, correct? Or do you want to switch to Layla? Farzab? Good old Farzab. Let's do Farzab. Bartolot? I don't know that character. You got some weird 5-star characters on your game. Okay. Let's find out what this alternate path straight down the middle is. Where would this be?
She seems so...
You have to figure out. So we've done both of these, but there's a split somewhere in one of these two. So let's see where it is.
Best for them.
Is it here? Let's see what this Kasharwar collaborative project is.
I don't know if Tainari's told you about this before, but while my research involves learning about ruin, I don't belong to Kasharawar, which specializes in researching mechanisms, nor am I in Spontamod, which specializes in researching energy flow. Instead, I'm part of Haravatat, which specializes in languages and scripts.
You only said that you're a very senior researcher in the field of mechanisms. You don't belong to Kasharwar or...
She has been invited to Kasharawar multiple times to continue her research, but she's rejected them each time.
Just listen to how they introduce themselves. In the future, Kasharawar will be the only Darshan with the ability to research mechanisms. Besides, the current Kasharawar is more concerned about how mechanisms can be used in everyday life, while my research involves textual. If they're trying to use the collaborative project as an excuse to have me reconsider again...
No, that's not it. The request this time is from Akara Craft. The representative of Kisharawar recommended you to them, Madame Farazan. In truth, she told me that it's because she respects you a lot.
Oh, respect? Oh my. Putting aside my ideological differences with Kusharawar, I suppose I must acknowledge this attitude of theirs. At the very least, they're bounds above those decrepit Haravatat fools.
It wouldn't hurt to hear them out.
Yeah, Akara Crafts is a pretty nice shop.
Since both of you feel as such, I shall first hear this proposal.
In summary, Akara Crafts wants to design a series of early learning toys that will cultivate curiosity and learning in children.
Early learning toys. Interesting.
The academia agreed to work with them because they hope that these toys can help children become excellent researchers in the future.
True. The current academia is in need of some new blood. If the children start learning now, perhaps I can find some talented students in a few years.
Madame Farazan, you still haven't found any students?
Anise, Kasharawar's representative, should be staying in the inn at Port Ormos. If you want more details, you can find her there.
Port Ormos? Now there's a place I haven't been to in a long time. I wonder how much it's changed.
I probably can't join you since Port Ormos is a little far from here. I should probably go.
No worries. Go do your homework, Kale. Once I'm done with everything here, I'll head over to Pardistii.
I'll take you there.
Thank you. Why, I'd even call this a rare chance for a curious researcher like myself.
Alright, Port Ormos it is. You are enjoying the content? Tickle that purple heart to keep the good times rolling. Tickle, tickle. Absolutely.
Madame Farazan! Oh, it's really you. Did you change your mind?
All right, calm down. Let me be clear. I'm still not all that after all. You're here as representatives of the academia in this collaboration. The reputation of all research is at stake here, so I will...
Either way, it's good that you were willing. Now, we've given Akara Crafts many ideas over the past couple of days. However, their owner thinks that our designs are too complicated.
That's expected. Students who have never had to deal with budgetary constraints probably don't understand how important it is to keep costs low. How enviable. Oh,
To get funding for your research?
If you join the Kisharawar, your budget will be as big as you want.
That's enough. I will not repeat myself. Take me to Akara Crafts owner first, if you please.
All right. He's usually at the slope up ahead recruiting volunteers to test out his toys. Let's just head over. Mamdu, the one I recommended is here.
Oh, so you're...
Yes, that...
Ah, wonderful. We haven't been able to make any progress on our... We've made many suggestions, but Miss Anise thought that those ideas were too simple.
These early learning toys are meant to help the academia train future researchers, after all. If they're too simple, then how are they any different?
But if they're too complicated, not only will they be expensive to produce considering our production capabilities, but they won't have much broad appeal to...
So the design can't be too complicated, but it can't be...
I remember that in your notes. Many contraptions have managed to fulfill complex functions despite using simple parts. Maybe we can do something similar.
The contraptions in my notes... I didn't create those. I simply took the contraption, but now that you mention it, the ruins did have things like that. Do you have a pen, paper, and scissors?
You have an idea already? I suppose I should have expected as much of a respected academia senior researcher.
Farazan starts to sketch and cut.
Oh, you're done already.
Let me explain. These paper strips of varying lengths represent rings of different sizes. They can be slotted onto the poles and stacked...
Well, that is easier to make than I expected. So, how is this game played?
That's very simple as well. You just need to shift the tower from this pole to another pole.
Isn't this a little too simple?
Of course, when moving each ring, the paper strips in this case, you must follow one rule. You can only move one ring at a time, and you can't place a bigger ring on top of it. It's like building a tower. The rings in the 3 poles must be stacked from big to small. I named this toy Pagoda Stack.
Pagoda Stack.
Pagoda Stack.
That sounds way too simple. Even
Give it a try and you'll find out if it's simple or not. I heard from Anis that you find volunteers to try out the toys, right?
It's such a simple toy.
Mamdu, let's just do it.
Mamdu gathers the nearby followers. Volunteers,
That's how you
sorry.
play this game. You can all give it a try. Let's see who's able to move the tower.
You called everyone here for...
It doesn't look like it'll take that many.
Come on, we all promised to help Mr. Mamdu test out the new toys. He said he'd give us new Genius Invocation TCG cards.
So they were lured and promise of a different toy.
Ugh, fine. Let's get this over and done with so we can head back and play card.
The children start to play with Pagoda Stack.
Done. It took me 19 steps.
Huh? It took me over 20 steps.
I only needed 18 steps.
Not bad. Looks like you're all familiar with the rules now. Then let's increase the difficulty. The next tower will be 5 layers tall. Now then, give it a shot.
Wait, there's more. Well, since we're already here, why don't we just give it a try?
An extra layer shouldn't make it that much harder, right?
It's technically an extra 2 layers. You can count.
What's going on? I've already moved over 30 steps, but I'm still not done yet.
I'm almost done. Looks like I'm the faster one this time.
Done! It took me 35 steps.
What? How?
This Pagoda Stack toy is pretty fun to play with.
Good. We'll try it one final time. This time we'll add 2 more layers, making 7 layers in
7?
Mamdu, we've still got quite a few paper strips here. Why don't you give this a go as well?
Do you need that many steps for something this simple? Let me try.
Madam Firezon, allow me to try it as well.
Well, now everybody wants to try. Sounds like a good toy to me.
You were looking at it quite seriously just now. Are you starting to understand the principles involved?
I think so.
If you want to test out your hypothesis, you'll just have to play and find out.
Got it.
We don't have enough paper strips left for you, Traveler. However, by the looks of things, you seem to have the game figured out.
Just about.
Why don't you guess what the lowest number of steps needed to solve a 7-layer pagoda stack is?
I don't know. 100?
What a shame. You were close. However, you did well for someone seeing pagoda stack for the first time. Let's see how well they do then.
After some time.
If I move this small ring, then the big one won't be able to go on top of it. Oh.
I've lost count of how many steps I've
This got a lot hard.
I solved it.
That many? But there are...
For every extra layer in the pagoda stack, the move order you need to consider becomes much more complex. And the number...
More accurately, it will require double the steps, plus 1 each time. You did well. You didn't underestimate the principles behind it. Just the complexity of any given contraption isn't determined by the number of parts it has. The way the parts interact and the rules...
Oh, I see. No wonder you emphasized in your notes that no contraption should ever...
I see. So even a simple toy can become complex.
That's right. The rules used for Pagoda Stack are the simplest kind when it comes to ancient... I could spend some time picking out all those machines that do something similar and write you a reference. Once that happens, you can give the volunteers the reference book and paper prototypes and find out which toy is the most popular.
Do you have any other... Yeah! When can we play with them?
In about 2 days or so, I think. Anis, if you're free...
Thanks for the bit
can you
donation.
help me with the illustrations for the reference book?
Of course. I'd be honored.
2 days should be enough for us to find
got
more
some water.
volunteers. Then we can organize a huge conference here, at which we can announce which toy we'll be making.
Should I come back in 2 days then?
You'd be most welcome. We need more people to get a healthy range of opinions. The more, the merrier.
Thank you for coming here with me today. I'll walk back with you.
I was hoping that was actually going to finish things off. Anyways, we're going to cut it right there on the end of the stream. So reminder for this week, we have a game review on ETHERxSOCIal. I will put that in right now. Please. Maybe it's Ether. There. It's Ether. There we go. So we have a new game review over on Ether. That's at 9 a.m. on Wednesday. And then this one will be sitting over on Vault tomorrow. So feel free if you wanted to watch this tomorrow or any of our other streams for the rest of the week will be over there as well. And then I have a special video that I'm working on for Friday. I'm hoping I can get everything done for it. So again, that's back over on ETHERxSOCIal. Thanks for the bit donation, Mythic. And then, yeah, that's it. I'll be back here tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern to play the new games selected. Right now, it looks like Indiana Jones is in the lead, followed by Destroy All Humans. And then we have Star Wars that's taking up the rear there. So, yeah. But I will check you guys out tomorrow. Until then, whether you guys are online or offline, stay focused, get yours. See ya!